Hey, good morning and welcome to UroPatient Podcast. I'm your host, Vic Sinise. Glad to have you on the show today. We come to you every Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Always can find us there. And you can check out our website at UroPatient.com, the best place to go to watch all of our past episodes. And we got a whole bunch of those, so check them all out. This is episode 71, so we've got 70 previous ones. We also have all of our helpful handouts that are available. Just check out our handouts on our website and feel free to download whatever you want. We're doing them and putting them out there for you. So this week, I thought we've been talking a lot about catheters. Might be a good episode to get somebody on who actually invented a product that I think is great if you have to have a leg bag and wear a catheter for any great period of time. So I've got an interview with Celeste Bonham, who's the creator and inventor from UroConcept, started the company on a special kind of holder for a leg bag. I think it's kind of unique. So let's bring her in right now.
UroConcepts is the name of our company. And our position is basically I'll tell you a quick story. When I first decided to get into urology, I went to one of my attorneys, and I had previously contacted all of the manufacturers in urology that had urological products and asked for them to send me some samples. So I walked in to one of my attorneys at the time with a box of all these samples, and I put it in the conference room table, and I turned it upside down, and I asked my lawyer, I said, have you ever seen a more ugly group of products? And he looked down and he said, no. And I said, well, I'm determined I'm going to change that. And so there it is. And so that was the birth of UroConcepts. As I mentioned, my company is dedicated to improve the quality of life for persons that experience urinary incontinence, and to really renew the dignity which a lot of people lose when they become incontinent. Our market objective is basically to invent products that benefit lives and make you come back to as normal as possible as you're dealing with incontinence, even if it's for a short period of time after prostate surgery, or as my father was for the rest of his life. We're very fortunate and very happy to say we've now entered the international market, and we just signed a 3-year distribution deal in Saudi Arabia. I'm working on getting into Brazil and South America, as well as Europe, and the beginnings of getting into India. This is the Euro, which you have received information on prior to that. It's a very, very comfortable leg bag system, no leg straps. It's recommended by urologists. It's also a unisex, men and women. Now, men, if they don't have an indwelling catheter, they can use a condom catheter. Women, one of our 5 products is developing a female external collection system, which is not on the market. We're hoping probably in 2026 that will be launched into the marketplace. The one thing about not having leg straps is it doesn't constrict circulation to the lower extremity. Leg straps are like tourniquets around your leg, and they constrict circulation and have a lot of negative things in regards to that. My very first customer was a nurse in Arizona who had an elderly patient, and he was using the leg straps, but he kept having an open sore that because of the abrasion of the straps, and they couldn't heal it because the straps kept opening it up and it would get infected, and he was having to deal with a lot of other things just besides controlling, being able to control his urine outtake. And she contacted me after receiving one of our undergarment holders and said within 2 weeks they were putting ointment on it, on the open sores, and that it was almost healed, and she was just so grateful that he had a better product that didn't cause open skin sores. There are, let me see. One thing I'm also reading on the screen, excuse me. One thing is that this product works for every catheter, condom catheter, and all indwelling catheters, including nephrostomy, left, right, and bilateral. That came about when I was presenting at UCLA Medical, and a doctor came up to me after the presentation and said, would you be able to adapt your product for nephrostomy, which was his specialty? And I said, sure, but what is nephrostomy? I mean, that's how much I didn't know. I was in early stages. And he explained it, and it was so easy to adapt our product. And he was so grateful because he said people with nephrostomy are so challenged by how you get the tube around the back down into leg bag. And so many people stopped going outside. There was a woman up in Canada who had a nephrostomy, and she felt she couldn't leave her house. After she converted into our product, she would send me emails because she was traveling and visiting family and friends and everything else. So it gave her the freedom. The Eurosuspensory, which is Medicare, Medicaid approved for reimbursement, if you qualify, includes 2 vinyl leg bags, 600 milliliters. They have the T-tap. We chose the T-tap on this because we sell to a lot of veterans and a lot of people with spinal cord in wheelchairs. And it's easy for them to open up the release valve through their outer clothing just by moving it left and right. And we felt that it was a better release valve for us. It also includes 2 short tubings. That is for the condom catheter users so that there's no kickback in the flow. And then our undergarment, which comes, it's a cotton poly. The poly allows it to have a history, and it comes in 6 sizes from 28 waist sizes up all the way to 50. The other thing that we have, which is our uniqueness of it, is our seaming. The seams that we use and the way that we cut the fabric is that the product will not expand vertically due to the weight, but it will expand horizontally as the leg bag starts getting full. The pouch in the leg expands to accommodate it. But we still recommend that once you get close to the 50% of the fill of the leg bag, to empty it, just for comfort and weight and everything else. This is, I put in red, leg straps should never be used by anyone who's using a leg bag, leg straps. They are so harmful to the users because they're tourniquets around the legs. We have had people with spinal cord that have maybe not full feeling around their leg, that they don't sometimes know exactly how tight that they're making the leg straps. That cuts off circulation, that cuts off blood flow. Anybody with diabetes, spinal cord, or any other diagnosis that deals with the circulatory should never, ever use leg straps, because there's just so many. You don't have to do something when you have an alternative that eliminates tourniquets around your legs. So it's in red. Our position, the more that we've investigated this, the more we get feedback, is really that leg straps should never be used. And I'll tell you something, when I first invented this, I thought this would become the norm, because I thought that leg straps were so archaic and almost from the dinosaur period, because the leg is wider at top and then gets smaller and smaller. So when you're putting straps on it and then you're putting weight into a leg bag, what's it going to do but drop down? And if you're in an indwelling catheter, when you drop down that leg bag, you're pulling out and pulling out, you're pulling from that indwelling catheter. And that in itself can have some negative consequences too. So, it's Medicare, Medicaid reimbursed. There's no, financially, there's not. We're also getting ready to offer the leg bag holder only without the leg bags and tubing. And that should happen in about a month. And we're trying our very hardest to bring it down as the least expensive so that anybody would be able to get it and live their life. This is what you have the options that once you become incontinent, whether it's a short duration of time through post-prostate or the rest of your life. You have the leg straps, which I've just gone into, or you have the diapers, which can leak and smell, and people don't feel necessarily all that comfortable with that. You also have the one-legged, which is better than the two top ones. However, it is only for one leg, which it can go from your left leg or your right leg. Or you have the sleeve, which does not hold a leg back that's been being used securely on the leg because there's no straps to your waist on that. So it's just a sleeve on your leg that will drop down. And here you have, it's shown here with a release valve here on one, but in both legs. One of the reasons that we have the ability to put a leg bag in one or both legs is that we deal with a lot of people that have amputation, a lot of veterans. We love our veterans. And sometimes they don't have access to the left or right leg. So the leg bag can fit in either one. And like I mentioned on the nephrostomy, if you have a patient that has left, right, or bilateral, meaning that there's a tubing coming out of both kidneys, that you can bring in and have a leg bag for each side of where that tubing is coming from. And the tubing ends up going around the end and coming through a thing here, an opening here, and then goes down into the leg bag.
And if I was a patient and I was looking to get this, is there a place you can order it? Or
yes, you can right now. You can go on our website, which is UroConcepts.com, UroConcepts.com, and you will see if where to buy link has a page. There's a referral form there. If you're qualified for Medicare, Medicaid, you can fill it out. We'll process it with you for a distributor so that you can start getting that, or you can buy it directly from our website. Now, we are going to, and this is for the Urosuspensory with the leg bags and tubing. We know some people prefer their own leg bags and that they're currently using. We are going to start within hopefully the next month making available the undergarment only without, and it's not Medicare, it's not considered a medical product. So it is not reimbursed by Medicare or Medicaid, but we're trying to get it very affordable so that people can use it. And
what would the cost be if you had to pay cash?
Well, right now we're in discussions with it, but I am looking at around $24.99. And we always give at least a 10% discount to veterans. So we offer it. The suspensory, I think, is $47.50. The reimbursement on that code is up to $56.97. But a lot of people are really more interested in the undergarment holder than the leg bags and tubing. So we're making that available.
Yeah, I would think that's true. My experience has been, on the other side where I've taken care of a number of patients with routine long-term catheters. They come in with these bags. Nowadays, a lot of the companies are buying this really cheap bag that has this really thin, I mean, you talk about a tourniquet, it's about that thick of a leg strap. And I would never even recommend that to anyone. We've always made sure in our office that we're buying at least the ones with the nice thick leg strap, but still
Mhm.
it does, you do
It's
see
still a
skin
tourniquet, no
breakdown.
matter how you
You still see
how you
skin
carve it
breakdown
out.
from it. Yep, absolutely. And then they, to kind of counteract that device, they came up with another thing that is a glue down or stick on to your leg that you stick the catheter in to hold it, a catheter holder. Not a bad idea. I've seen more skin breakdown with that, especially how good the adhesive is. If you don't use alcohol to remove it, it'll
Mhm.
peel off a layer of skin with it. So these are all bad ideas that are out there. Better than just letting it hang. But I think that, I've always liked these underwear type holders. Um, I couldn't really tell from your slide as well as maybe you could explain more how exactly the bag fits into the
Right.
underwear.
I'm sorry, I should have had a illustration on that. The inside around the pubic area are two openings that the leg bags from the inside fits down into each pocket. The release valve goes out of the bottoms. There's an opening, and then it attaches through the tubing or directly into the catheter. If it's indwelling, catheter fits right into it. Like I said, the Foley, ileocondyl, suprapubic, nephrostomy, condom catheters, it all works. We've been
So
able.
no attachment that you have to hook up anything to. It just slides in there and holds it.
It holds it. Well, the bottom has is sewn. I mean,
Yeah.
it just sits into it, has a small opening where the release valve goes through. And then you've got the intake port at top. And then if it's a catheter or tubing, it just fits right into it. It's so simple. It is so simple. The one thing that we did do is some of our elderly, we're always improving. I will tell you this. We listen to our customers that said, where's this opening? Where's this opening? And because it didn't have, we now sew the openings with black thread so that you can see it, whether or not, if you have poor sight, some of our people, our customers are users of this. So it's very easy to see. It's very simple. It is so simple to use. I know that there are other things that seem more complicated. This is just so simple to use.
Yeah. That's kind of where I got the idea that it looked pretty simple to
It's
not
very
a lot
simple.
of complicated things to try to figure out. That's always good.
Yeah.
Well, Celeste, it's barely been inspiring having you talking on our show today.
My pleasure.
Definitely going to bring you back. I'm especially interested in the new products if they come to market, or when they come to market, because I know with your drive they will.
Yes, never doubt, never doubt.
Exactly. So you can talk about those. Hey, hope you enjoyed that episode. If you have to wear a leg bag long period of time, I really recommend getting one of these products. They're well worth the investment for the comfort's sake and for the safety of your leg. I've seen some of these bad injuries from wearing some of these cheap leg bag straps. So always look at what's the best outcome for you or your loved ones. So join us next week for more information on the UroPatient podcast.